Hi boys, today is Wednesday, so that means we are going to do a math lesson together. Now remember, we are working on our time unit right now, and we are going to do a quick review of what our clock looks like and what the different parts of it mean. So this is our face of our clock, and here are our numbers. Let's go through them. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And these numbers mean two different things. One thing that they can mean is our hour, and another thing that they can mean is our minutes. And how can we tell the difference, whether they mean our hours or minutes? That's where our handy dandy hands come into play. Our shorthand always tells us the hour, and our big hand always tells us the minutes. So right now my shorthand is pointing to the 3, so that tells me that it is 3. It is pointing up to the 12, so that means it is o'clock. This clock tells me that it is 3 o'clock. Now to count our minutes on our clock, we count by 5s. So we start at 12, which is 0, and we count by 5s all the way around. So let's start. We go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, and 60. There are 60 minutes in 1 hour. So we were previously working on time to the hour, so where our minute hand stayed at the 12 and our hour hand was the one that moved around the clock. But this week we are going to be doing time to the half hour, and half of an hour is 30 minutes. Now to check that, we can use our clock visual. So I'm going to bring my minute hand halfway around my clock, all the way to here. So I'm going to count by 5s to see how many minutes that is. We go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So now my big hand is pointed to the 6. That means it is 30 minutes to the hour. So right now this is showing us that it is 8:30 because our hour hand is kind of in the middle between the 8 and the 9. And when it's in the middle between the 8 and the 9, it always goes to the smaller number. So we are going to work through a couple problems together, and then you'll have to do some on your own. So I have my workbook here, and here is my first question. I'm going to do the hour hand first because we always read our time hour, then minutes. So I see my hour hand is my shorthand. It's right here. It's between the 2 and the 3. When it's between the two numbers, I always go to the smaller number, so it is 2. It is 2, and let's count our minutes. I see my minute hand is down at my 6, but just to be safe, I'm going to count by 5s from 12. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So this clock shows me that it is 2:30. Let's do our next question. I always do my hour hand first, so that is our little hand. We see it right here, and it is pointing between the 10 and the 11. So remember, when it is between two numbers, we always go to the smaller number. So we are going to say it is 10. And my minute hand is still pointing at that 6, and I remember that 6 means 30 minutes, but let's just double check. We'll count 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and we are right, 30 minutes. So this clock tells us that it is 10:30. We have 2 more problems together. So I see my clock, and I know that I always have to do my hour hand first, and my hour hand is my small hand. So we're looking here, our hour hand is pointing between the 9 and the 10. Our hour hand always goes to the smaller number, so that is going to be 9. And our minute hand is pointing to that 6 again, so we're going to count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. We have 30 minutes when our minute hand is pointing to our 6. So this clock tells us that it is 9:30. We have one more question that we're going to do all together. When I have my clock problem, I go to my hour hand first, and that is my small hand. And I see that it is pointing between my 3 and my 4. I know that I have to go to the 3 for the hour because that is the smaller number. So the hour is 3. And the minutes, again, that minute hand is pointing to the 6, but I always want to double check by counting by 5s. So we'll count 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So our minutes are 30. So this clock says that it is 3:30. Now when we look at our whole page right now, we can see that we are working on the half hour because all of our answers have the 30 minutes. Now just because we see that they have 30 minutes doesn't mean that we get to write 30 for all of them. We always want to double check by putting our hand wherever that minute hand is and counting by 5s starting from 12.